So let me share with you some chain stitches that I've done here in the shape of a star. Chain stitches, we tend to think of, there's one thing to do with it, but actually you can do anything you want. You could sew fabric down with it, you can use it for embroidery. I think it's a beautiful stitch. And what I'm going to do today is show you how to do the chain stitch yourself. So you're going to need a needle, preferably an embroidery needle, or at least one where the eye is big enough for the thread to go through. And we'll work on chain stitches just like those, but they're going to be in a straight line on here. So the first thing you're going to need is your embroidery thread. Now that's just supposed to pull through, but sometimes they don't. I can't be the only person that happens to. If that happens to you, let me know in the comments below what it is we're doing wrong when that happens to us. I suspect it's just pulling the wrong end. Anyway, you can use your embroidery thread as it is, or as I often do, you can divide it. So just divide it into 3 separate strands and then take hold of those in one hand and run the finger from your other hand down. Now you should be holding this vertically and then the end can dangle free and twist, and it's very successful. Now you can see I'm having trouble trying to do it horizontally today, so I won't bore you with it as I sort that out. We'll just magically have the thread done. So then you need to thread your needle. You can wet the end and stick it through, or as I do, wrap it tightly around the needle and then push that through. You want a long tail and a short tail. The long tail wants a knot in the end, and if you do one and it doesn't really look big enough, just do another. And then you're ready to start. And to start, sorry about rocking it around. This is the problem of having your camera near where you're working. When you get all pulling it around with the knot, it can jiggle the camera. Anyway, come up where you want to start your stitching. And then you're going to go back down through the same place. Okay, back through the same hole. But do not pull the thread all the way through. You're going to keep a loop. You can see I've got that loop around my thumb. Then come up as far along as the length you want your stitch and go through the loop. Now it's up to you how long that stitch is. Get creative. And then you're going to go back down through the hole you've come out of, which is still inside that loop. Again, hold on to your loop. Come up as far along as you want your stitch to be. And then through that loop. And on we go. And we're going to keep repeating that. So you're going to go back down through the same hole you came out of. Keep hold of the loop. Come up as far along as you want your stitch to be. If I can get it through. And then through the loop. And we're going to keep going doing that. Now, don't pull it too tight. You want that little loop. You want it to look like chain. Don't leave it so loose that it looks untidy, but don't pull it too tight. And sometimes what can happen is your thread starts to get a bit twisted and your loops twist up. And if so, just let the needle dangle so that the wine, gosh, where's my brain? So that the thread untwists. Okay, and then you can carry on. And it's a lovely stitch to do. And don't be afraid to use it as an outline stitch or on curves. Or as I say, you can use it to sew your fabric down in your slow stitching book. I've used it like that. It's just a great little stitch. And if you're thinking of doing a slow stitching book and you've never done one before, or you're intrigued, I've got a video which I'll put on the description below and on the screen that shows you how I make mine. There are lots of different ways of doing it, but I like to work on separate pages like this and then assemble it into a book. A lot of people make a book and then slow stitch in it, but this is the way I quite like to do it. It means I can just take a page and a few bits of embroidery thread out with me and sew wherever I am. I don't have to take the whole project. And as I'm sure you can see on here, I'm doing a series of, did you see? Got my thread twisted up there, and I'm having to just make sure it's not twisted. You don't want a twisted loop. Anyway, I was saying that I'm doing a series of these stitches. So if you're looking for the running stitch and the stem stitch, they came before this chain stitch. If you're looking for the others I've got on there, so I'm definitely going to be doing the back stitch, some French knots, satin stitch, cross stitch. They may or may not be in the series, but if you subscribe now and hit the notifications, you will get to know when they all come live. So you can learn all these different stitches and see how I'm using them. Also, this book that I'm working on, I will do a video on that when it's complete, so you can have a little look through at what I included in mine. So I've sped this bit up because, you know, I think you've got the hang of it now, but I would like to show you how I finished at the end. So I'll just keep going. You can see my thread's getting shorter. It gets a little bit more of a challenge. So you might end up just changing your thread. So I'm going to go down as normal, and I'm going to come up right where I want my stitching to finish and go through my loop exactly as normal. And then to finish, I'm going to go back down, but I'm going to go over that thread so that it holds it in place, just to secure it right on the end. And then onto the back, and you can just weave through those stitches to secure it, or you could put it through the stitch and then make a little knot by going through the loop. It's entirely up to you. And then just cut off your thread. And there you go. You've mastered the chain stitch, and I hope you're going to use it in lots of embroidery projects. So happy stitching.